Awesome. So good to see you, Effie. Thank you very much for joining the very first podcast that I'm hosting. Tamara Chamberlin with Hearthstone and Hope. We have Effie Colbines here today, and really, really thrilled to have you as part of our first podcast. And you have become quite the rock star within Sub 2.
I'd like to say thank you very much for having me. I'm honored. I'm very honored. Thank you, Tamara.
Well, you're welcome. I have just 3 questions that I think our audience might be interested to know about you as they see your name, and I think folks coming into the community are very interested in like how do other people come in? How is it that that you saw PACE and there was something about that was this inspirational hook for you to say, especially when you were all the way in another country, but you're like, I'm interested. I want to be a part of this. So talk to me a little bit about what that initial inspiration was for you.
Well, like you said, I was in a different country. I was in Canada, and it might as well have been the North Pole during that time because we were during COVID. Normally, Canada can be seen as an extension of America. Did I just say this on live? Okay, never mind. The point is, the border was very real. And PACE was advertising and doing a live on YouTube about his gator. Hadn't started yet. And I just was curious, is this doable from Vancouver, Canada, as a dual citizen? So that was my question. And it was at the very, very end in one of the long Zooms. You know how you can go to do long Zooms?
I remember.
And I expected it to be a yes or no answer. But it wasn't. It was an 8-minute conversation. And I was just like immediately really, I knew I wanted to be close to this person. The things that he was saying were very interesting to me, and PACE is excellent with people, and he just connected very strongly. So that's how that happened.
You hear a lot that saying, Effie, that you're one decision away from changing your life, right? And that is the epitome of you had one decision first of all, one decision to attend it, one decision to ask the question, and it has completely changed your life in every way.
Yes, very much so.
That could be so inspiring for people that are watching on how one decision could change their life.
Absolutely. And when it comes to PACE, he makes himself way more accessible than most people in his position. So
amen to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are dead on, Effie, dead on. That is so inspiring to hear. And so now that you've had a little bit of time, in fact, I was actually on that call. I remember when you asked that question, you were still living in Canada at the time. It was so great to like see it all come full circle. But what are you doing now today to like drive income and revenue? And what did you, of all the things, because there's so many areas, right, to get hooked into, what did you decide to start as your kind of areas of focus to drive revenue for yourself?
That's a good question. Like most people, I suffered from the squirrel syndrome, where I had to go here and then I go there and there and there and there, and I got a little tired in some ways. There are so many opportunities in real estate that it truly is difficult to try to figure out where you're going to focus. But we need focus. And because I was stuck in Canada until like last September, the end of September, because of COVID, I had a lot of time to network and to think. And that's what I was doing, but I couldn't get started. I didn't have my bank accounts, didn't have my entity set up, nothing. So when I first came down, I got busy doing that, and I continued networking. I think networking is very important. Mm-hmm. And I am at the point, believe it or not, it's taken me this long to really get going. Meaning, I've researched and spent quite a bit of time in the land Zooms, live Zooms, and the recorded ones in self-storage, in multifamily with Vina, in many different areas. And it was only about a month and a half, 2 months ago that I finally said, okay, blinders. And the area I'm focusing on is co-living. So
Ooh,
co-living, also known, I suppose, as a couple of other things,
that's it.
such as house hacking or renting by the room, or PadSplit is one of the
Mhm.
companies that offers it as a platform
Yep.
in certain niches. But co-living really has my interest. So that's where I am going to be buying my first properties and setting them up in the model of co-living. Yay!
Congratulations. Isn't
Yeah.
it exciting to like it can be paralyzing when you're like, there's this whole new world opens up to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea this was out there. It was like I could do this or I could, and all of them are great. I could do this or this or this or that. But what's the right one for me? And then how do I like stop continuing to learn so I can actually get moving and make some traction in a direction.
Right.
Good for you.
I fully agree. Fully agree.
Congratulations on
Thank
choosing
you.
but now you can feel good that like you started your funnel out wide. I looked at all of these things and I've eliminated this, eliminated that, and now I'm down to this, and this is my focus.
Exactly. And at the same time, I'm adding in things I never thought I would do, like being interviewed by you or being on social media. I was like, what? No way. I've never enjoyed being in front of the camera. And as a result, I still feel very self conscious. It's still a challenge for me. Why would I be doing that? Isn't it a distraction from my work? In a way, it is, but it's because I'm following Pace's lead, and he has explained how valuable and important social media is.
Good for
Um,
you.
I
Good for
found him
you.
on YouTube. You found him and me on YouTube.
That's right.
Um, that's how the world is right now. So the great thing is that you can be. Where are you, Tamara,
I'm
physically?
in Northern California.
Okay, and I was in Northern California too for a while. And now I'm in Chicagoland. So here it is. We're on one screen together, on one stream together, and on one road together. That's cool.
I may have to steal that. I'll trademark it, the Effie-ism. I love that.
That's
That's
okay.
perfect. But you're right. I never thought in a gazillion years I would be doing a podcast either. So look at all the things that are opening up to us and what a grand and wonderful adventure it
It
is
is. It
that
is.
we get to
Totally.
be on together. So, last question for you, because I want to be really I'm just cognizant of. I know there's a lot. You are, as I mentioned, the rock star now of Sub 2. So everyone wants a piece of effing. You have to
I
like
don't know
get
about
moving.
that, but okay.
So the other question I have for you is, as you look back on your journey, what would you say is the most impactful relationship outside of Pace, of course? And thing that you have learned, like who would you say is the most impactful relationship that's been part of this journey for you?
Well, in all honesty, I can't choose one. What I can say is this: Pace drew me to the community, and everyone is drawn to Pace. There's no doubt about it. But by taking the time to do what he says, by networking, connecting, squatting up, helping other people that are perhaps a step and a half behind you, that sort of thing, I have enriched my life so much. I cannot really choose one person. I have, like there are at least 30 to 40 people that I would consider I'm very close with, and that I know that our monies will mingle and grow because we're going to do business together. And some of them I've already started doing business together with. So it's really, really difficult. There is not one that I can choose. I mean, I feel super, super blessed with Abraham Gray because he is so kind and he's so knowledgeable, and he has taken me under his wing, which I adore him for. But also the people that may not have that kind of experience in business and real estate yet, like Robin Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with her, I'm not under her wing. we're wing and wing, so it doesn't matter. The point is that each relationship is really, really valuable. There's so many people. I really honestly can't begin to name them.
Well, that actually says it all right there. The fact that there have been so many that have been so impactful just underscores the value of the community.
Right.
And that it's so hard to name ones. I think that's a very high class problem to have. I think that's awesome.
Well, the thing is that I think people sometimes feel like they'll come in and it's going to happen automatic. The access to the people may be kind of automatic. Many people are busier than others, but it takes time. I've been in now pretty much a year and a half, and it's taken that long with multiple touches on Zooms and phone calls and texts and in-person meetings to build these relationships. They don't happen like, just because you have one Zoom or one conversation. It takes time.
That's right.
And people go through difficult things, and they have successes and they have failures and, challenges. And it's going through those all together that makes you truly someone who is close.
Very, very well said. Very excellently said. And Pace says it's not in the hello, it's in the hello again. that is exactly what you're kind of saying. And that's very true. So wise words from Miss Effie this morning. So very grateful for you taking the time with all of the demands on your schedule to join the Inaugural podcast. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I feel very, very honored. I can barely wait to see your growth and development. And for people that are watching out there, let's follow Tamara and help her grow. And if you're thinking about joining Sub 2, don't wait any longer. But be ready to work your tushy off, because no one in Sub 2 is, everybody pushes everybody else. So no more observing, taking action.
And look below also on the screen, as you see the ticker below, is how you can follow Effie. So you do not want to miss the opportunity to follow Effie. She does a great job of
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I don't know why people follow me, but I appreciate every single one of you.
Well, much love to you. And thank you to our listeners out there. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you soon, Effie. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.